Alright, what's going on YouTube? You already know it's your boy, EXG Cash Howard. This is another replay from the Worldwide Champions League. This one taking place in Week 5. This match, actually occurring the week it's supposed to. I also did the battle with Silver the same exact week because of packs. The match with Silver got pushed into this week. So literally this week I had to do 2 battles, one after another. I am better than I was when I was battling Silver, as in the case that I'm not heavily medicated. I do remember actually having this match. So Connor is a good friend of mine. Does help me out whenever I do need help, and usually through the power of I don't know what. We always come up with some weird strategy, and I swear to everything, I always get a 6-0 when it happens. So, and that's also kind of a two-handed sword, because Connor already knows kind of how I think a little bit. I'm not as not super predictable, but he kind of knows that how I kind of plan around for everything already. So he kind of always has an edge in terms of knowing my thought process going into each thing. But we've also had the worst luck fighting Connor. If you thought my streak with Linda was bad, where it's a really close match, you think I'm about to win and something happens, me and Connor, outside of one match, and I swear it must have been divine intervention, every regular season match with Connor ends up with me getting 5-0. It happened season 2. It happened season 3. We did fight again during the quarterfinals of the playoff, and that was actually a really close match. And he was going to win even after I had a 4, I think it was like a 4-2 lead on him. And literally with one Pokemon alone, he got me down to 1. And with the last Mon, I don't know why he went for the move with the least accuracy, and they ended up costing him that Mon who had the edge. And when he got to his last poke, I just was essentially able to OHKO it, and I ended up winning. So anyway, well, hopefully this time around that won't happen. So you guys won't know, here is the Connor's roster. He is the coach of the Plymouth PorygonZs. He has Magirna, Dragonite, Nihilego, Starmie, Emboar, Galvantula, Krookodile, Shaman, Snorlax, Hoopa, Dodrio, and Kyurem. Now, he originally did not have Kyurem. He originally had Guzzlord there, but as of last week, he was able to make the substitution, or he was able to drop Guzzlord, picked up Kyurem. Kyurem, as you guys know, was a former member of the New York Needle Kings. So, kind of interesting that that he was able to pick that up. I think he picked it up easily because of another coach dropped it very easily. So he took advantage, because I don't think Guzzlord was working out for him, even though he does have Dragonite. So I think he just wanted, I guess, another dragon for other occasions. Now, planning for Connor is already hard as it is, because if you see his team, there's 2 different playstyles he can run. He can run Trick Room, where purposely, he would lower his speed on his own Pokemon, that when Trick Room is active, he becomes the fastest person on the field. Or he could play, standard, because some of these folks do have high speeds as it is. So, while, like I said, Connor's going to have an easier time planning for me, I'm going to have to think, which mindset is he going to go for? Does he want to go slower? Does he want to go faster? So, going on into the match itself, what ended up being brought. So, the debut of Fat Princess, the Blissey. I did draft it for the reason of needing to heal in a match. The only issue is anytime I actually wanted to bring her, I was usually advised against, because that's really her role in the team, to heal. Mind you, she also can take special attacking hits pretty well. Obviously cannot take a physical hit to save its life, but usually someone else can fulfill that role much easier. And we're bringing on some of the usual suspects: Volcanion, Zygarde, Azelf, Raikou, and Tangrowth. So Connor ended up going with Galvantula, Starmie, Nihilego, Kyurem, Magearna, and Crocodile. Now, based on his team, unless he's gonna be the weirdest person known to man and trick and made everything slower, he actually went with the plan of picking faster mons. He could potentially have that option for Trick Room because he does have Magearna who can activate Trick Room. So let's see what happens. I didn't fully invest in most of my pokes in speed just for that situation, but primarily I think most of our pokes are kind of tied in terms of speed. So we're gonna see what happens. Can we actually get another win? Tied or losing? So this is week 5. Me versus Connor, the coach of the Plymouth PorygonZs. Playing that nice Elite 4 music because Connor being a member of the Elite 4 with myself, we kind of run the show, you know, low-key. He leads off with Spooter, the Galvantula. I did off with Fat Princess, the Blissey. At this point I'm thinking he maybe wanted to throw out webs. Maybe he, like I said, he is going for a faster thing, but he does recall out. Goes into Crocodile. Does Intimidate. Intimidate lowers our physical attack. Blissey doesn't have any to speak of. So we go for the Stealth Rocks. He does have a way to remove them later on with Starmie. So, like I said, I can't take a physical hit to save my life. Going to Ramen Jr., the Tangrowth. Shout out to my boy Cobain. So he goes for the Substitute. I don't think I've ever seen a Krook run Substitute. I think ever. I don't think I've ever fought a Substitute Crocodile. I'm already wondering what the hell he's trying to go for. He goes for the block. I'm kind of hoping this is not like Lindo and his stupid block Gigalith. But considering I don't have Bronzong, I wouldn't see the reason for it. So I go for the Hidden Power Ice. It is a super effective hit. It will be able to break the Substitute. So whatever he's up to, I think that kind of might damper the strategy. He may fear the Hidden Power. So he does withdraw, so maybe he did fear, as I said. He goes into GLaDOS. Then Nihilego, who does take damage from the rocks. So I kind of wanted to see. We go for the Hidden Power again. The neutral hit. You can take it. I decided to stay in and protect because I want to see what it's going to do. So he goes for the Stealth Rock, able to set up the rocks. I don't have a way to remove them on my side. As you guys know, Tentacruel is my hazard remover. So I'm not going to stay in off the chance of a poison move. I go into Raikou. And then I kind of remember last second that this specific Raikou can't really take a special attacking hit. You can chalk that I'm being somewhat sick. I don't know. We're already in the red. He reveals that he has Life Orb. So it's not a Scarf Nihilego, whatever the case is. Well, we already figured out before with the when he threw out the rocks, but at least now we know what item it is. His Beast Boost is activating. Beast Boost will increase his highest stat, which as you can see is special attacking. I go into Gabe the Volcanion. I figured I'd probably, splash some water. I guess I'm not really thinking well. I forgot this has access to Power Gem. And as we know, Gabe doesn't like rocks. So, stupidly, I lose Volcanion. We're already starting off 4-6. Not good. But at this point, this thing is killing itself progressively. So I go into Kusanagi, who I should have probably brought before. As I said, since I'm not fully invested in speed for most of my things, I should have probably just done this from the get-go. Go for the Side Shock. It is enough that GLaDOS the Nihilego goes down. So we do recover with our leftovers. He goes into Gray Skull. The Kyurem does take damage from the rocks. Is applying its pressure. So we decide to switch out and go into Blissey. So now we're actually thinking correctly somewhat. Let's throw out the special wall to take the special hit. The Kyurem goes to the Draco Meteor, actually able to land it. Here comes the meteors from the sky. Is he able to take the hit? Kyurem's special attack stat does go down by 2. And there's the Life Orb recoil, drops his HP even lower down. Lissy does recover his HP with his leftovers. He withdraws Kyurem. Goes in to deal with it, the Crocodile. We'll take damage from the rocks. Intimidate once again. But as we know, it won't do anything to Blissey. We go straight for the Wish. At this point, I think I want to bring in something else. Because whatever this Crocodile was up to behind the substitute, I don't want it to start setting up while Blissey is out on the field. At least with Wish, I can go into any one of my 3 Mons remaining and get recovery just in case. So going to the Coach R type, the Zygarde. Does take minor damage from the rocks. Aura Break activates. Aura Break is useless. No one cares. So once again, this thing goes to the substitute. I don't know what he's doing. Like I said, I've never seen us substituting Crocodile. So the Wish came true. Our health is at full health. He does recover some HP with his leftovers. So he goes straight for the bulk up. So it's a setup Crocodile. Bulk up does increase his attack and defense by 1. So we go for the coil, which will do the same for us, while at the same time increasing our accuracy also by 1. So he does recover with his leftovers. He goes for it again. I don't know if he doesn't think that he can kill me currently at +1. So he goes for another one. Now he's at +2 attack and defense. So we go for the 1,000 arrows. Whatever he's doing, at least we want to break the substitute before he gets out of hand. We do break it. Crocodile's back out on the field. He does recover with his leftovers. So once again, he goes for the substitute. Brings himself at about 50% health. We go for the 1,000 arrows again. As if we broke it once with substitute, we broke it once, we could probably break it again easily. So we do get a crit, that does actually help us out. Breaks us up again. Out back comes our Crocodile. So we go for the extreme speed just in case he was trying to do a substitute again, at least weaken him down a little bit more. He goes for Power Trip. Now, I didn't know what the hell Power Trip was, but I saw we took the hit well, so I'm like, that's it? So I started looking it up at this point. Power Trip is the physical version of Stored Power, which means that for every stat boost, it increases the strength of the move. And at this point now he's at +3 attack and defense, so that's essentially 6 increases to stats. It'll be 3 and 3. I go for the 1,000 arrows again. We do weaken him a lot at this point. He does get the recovery with the leftovers. We do recover with leftovers as well. So at this point, I go for the extreme speed. Oh no, I don't yet. I think I went for another coil because at this point, I think I want a little bit more defense also because I'm just at +1. I go for +2. Now +2 attack, defense, and accuracy. He's at 3. So remember, which means by 3 I mean he's 6. Whatever number is, it'll be ×2, so he's at 6. So I go for the extreme speed because if he's gonna try to go for the substitute again, I want him at low health as possible. Now I thought at that point it was low enough. It was not. He actually lived at about 10, well after the substitute, 10 HP, so I was probably a low roll on the extreme speed, just not enough damage because he's at +3 defense. Then he goes for the Power Trip again. And yeah, that's 6. I don't know what that boosts the attack. I'm not going to do the calculation right now. So at this point I know I need to break the substitute, and if it does not break, which it did not, I know this match is already over. Because unless, nothing I have at this point, I believe would be fast enough to hit this thing. I could have probably went for extreme speed again, but with that, Coach R-Type goes down. We're at 3-5, and this thing is gaining more health. So we go into Ramen Jr. This is our physically defensive poke. So it's kind of one of those things where, like, if this thing can't take the hit, it's kind of over. And yeah, he can't take the hit. So Ramen Jr. goes down. We're down to Blissey and Azelf. We go into Blissey. Like I said, we know Blissey won't be able to live the hit. Blissey is not a physically defensive poke at all. The only thing one can even hope for at this point would be that it doesn't do enough damage, but as I said, he is at +6 in terms of boost. So Blissey goes down as well. So we go into Kusanagi. Kusanagi should be faster, but even if he does break the sub, Power Trip is a dark type move, and psychic types are weak to dark type moves. We go for Dazzling Gleam. The fairy hitting move is enough to break the sub, but at this point, you guys can pretty much tell this match is over. Yeah, this is so the streak continues of not only us losing, we're 1-4 now, but Connor continues his 5-0 streak versus me. GG's to Connor. It was still an interesting match.
And there goes the battle!
I think I should have probably clicked more extreme speeds when I had the chance with Zygarde, because at that point, just looking at health-wise, if I was able to narrow him down more health-wise, the sub would have never came out, and this match could have probably continued on. Probably a different outcome could have happened. I probably wouldn't have been 5-0'd, but one can't change what already happened. So as I said, GG's to Connor. Next week we'll be fighting Brody, the coach of the Chesterfield Victinis. And I'm actually pretty scared of Brody, because Brody actually has a squad. He has a lot of pokes that are very scary. It's pretty much the only thing I can really say. He has scary pokes. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And I hope to see you guys for the next battle. Laters.